Hello and welcome to South Coast Level Crossings. Now this is going to be an interesting video for you. One of the most popular videos on my channel is a video relating to misuse at Southampton Mount Pleasant level crossing. This video has recently attained over 400 comments and replies. Quite a few of these comments relate to the long waiting times at the crossing, as well as the long duration between the red lights showing and the barriers beginning to lower. I wanted to address some of those comments, and so in this video I returned to Southampton level crossing armed with a stopwatch to measure the time specified in those comments. This includes the entire length of time the crossing is down, as well as the length of time between the red light showing and the barriers beginning to lower. Additionally, we will see any misuse at the level crossing, and overall I hope it's going to make a useful and informative video to address some of those comments made in my misuse video. But first of all, we need to actually get to the level crossing. So to do that, I've brought a plus bus ticket for Southampton as I've arrived by train today, and we're going to take the Blue Star number 18 bus from the station to a stop near Northern and then walk the rest of the distance. So I'll see you there. Thank you. Well, here we are. So this is the first of, let's say, 3 little tests of how long things take at Mount Pleasant level crossing. So first observation there is after the lights turned on, and I did miss the start of the sequence, but I did get the stopwatch on my phone. It was about 11 seconds before between the lights coming on and the barriers going down. So now we'll wait for the entire, I'll keep the stopwatch running and everything. Now we'll wait and see how long things take to arrive. So we're already 1 minute and 10 seconds in. So yes, we'll keep running and see what happens to appear.
So the first to arrive there was a train at about 2 minutes into the crossing sequence. So that's about average for a normal level crossing. So that's okay so far. One train. How many more to go? So we've got another train coming here, and it appears to be a freight train, and we're now 4 minutes into the closure. So now that was our second train. That took an entire minute to pass through, and it looks like there's at least going to be one more, possibly another two. So currently we're now 5.5 minutes after the crossing closed initially. Yes. What percentage of an hour is 5 minutes? Six and a quarter minutes into the crossing closing now. Now 6.5. That was our third train so far, heading off to Weymouth. And I'm looking behind me, and the queue of the traffic is just, heading around the corner. It's queuing round the corner now, which isn't very good. There is a sign saying that you should turn your engines off while you're waiting at the crossing, but I don't think that is very adhered to, really, listening to all the idling engines right here. So here's train number 4 at 7 minutes. So we're over, that's 7 minutes, and that is actually a delayed train, delayed Great Western service to Brighton. And there you go, the barrier's raised, and that total was 7 minutes and 15 seconds. So we're going to do that again, and again, re-record how long it takes, and just look how much traffic there is. There's an airplane going overhead, and you can see just how much traffic was caused. Hang on. Right then, we're going again. So we've got a red light runner in the red Jeep there. And again, another 10 seconds. So that was 10 seconds again between the lights coming on and the barriers starting to lower. The one at the back a little slow there, but here we are again, lowering, test low, we could say, number 2, and that wasn't much at all. So we finished I actually left the clock running. And there's approximately about 20 seconds between the first barriers going up and then the lights coming back on again. So yes, oh dear. Let's see what we get now. I'll leave the clock running and report back when something happens. So train number 1 looking to go to Portsmouth Harbour, and that is, we're now 1 minute 40 into the closure. Right then, we've got another freight train. We're now 4.5 minutes into the closure, and that's about 3-minute gap between the first train and the second train. This is train going to the Southampton Maritime Container Terminal. So in all we've got 5 minutes, and that was 3 trains we're on so far. There you go, 5 minutes and 18 seconds. There you go. So far we got 2 recorded out the way. Going to keep the camera ready, stationed here to get the next load of trains. And again. And again, that wasn't very long as well. Again, about 30 seconds. I did cut between the shots, but again, that was about 20 seconds between the gates rising and the gates going back down again. So you can obviously see why people get frustrated at this level crossing. Queue of traffic, even though the crossing just gone down, still reaching around the corner as far as I can see behind me. And then over in the distance there is a school, and that's queuing past a school as well. So we are now about a minute into the crossing. Nothing much has occurred so far. So if something does occur, I'll let you know. So our first train at 1 minute 39 seconds into the closure is a southern service heading to terminate at Southampton Central. So again, that's quite quick, about 2 minutes before the first train has arrived. That's okay. Looks like we may be waiting for another one. So 2 minutes 15 seconds, and here is our second train. Look at that, 2 trains and less than 3 minutes, and 2 minutes 40. There we are, 2 minutes 40 seconds, 2 trains to pass. That's not bad. So we're back here, attached to our post again, and it was a late start there. Unfortunately, I did actually, start the stopwatch late, which is a slightly problem. So I'm going to add on, I'd say 20 seconds to each time I see on my stopwatch. So currently it says 1 minute and 20 seconds. So that means we're 1 minute and 40 seconds into the lowering, shall we say. And that is when the first train shall go past. That is a cross-country service terminating at Southampton Central, and the times on here are crazy. Okay, so listen to this. So that was expected at 15:13. Next train is expected at 15:15 to Victoria. Then it's 15:16 back to terminating at Southampton. Then 15:17 to Portsmouth. 15:19 to Manchester, and then 15:20 to Weymouth. So that's at least, I'd say, 6 trains all there in the next 7 minutes. A train a minute almost. Sometimes throughout the day, throughout the hours. So we're now 2 minutes and 10 seconds into, apparently, on my stopwatch. That's 2 minutes and 35, I would say so now. So if anything happens, I'll let you know. Yes, here we go. Oh, we've got 2 minutes 25, so that's 2 minutes 45, that second train. And what's annoying about this crossing is the next signals that the trains encounter are not too far away from the crossing, and that's why in a couple of my videos, now that wasn't expected at 2 minutes 48, or shall I say 3 minutes and 10 seconds, a couple of my videos, trains are seen stopping, especially freight trains are seen stopping on the level crossing because they're waiting for other trains to pass them, because the 2 tracks in each direction here merge into one a little way down the road, and then if the freight trains need to stop, and let the fast passenger trains go through, that means they end up stopping on the crossing. Now we've got a nice bit of sun here, and it's 30 seconds since the crossing's gone down.
Fucking things, every time I go there.
Oh, the dogs are getting in the way. Oh dear. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that was about. So it's been a minute now, and there we go, minute. Let's lap that. Okay, so we're now rolling again. Nothing untoward happening this time. And let's measure it. Yep, that's about 10 seconds again between the lights coming on and the barriers starting to lower. Here we are, the time is 3:15. Let's see what we shall see. So 2 minutes and 11 seconds, and this is our first train. That's actually a delayed service heading to Portsmouth Harbour. Time is currently 15:18, and oh, okay, that was quicker than what I expected. And that was why it was quicker than what I expected, because there's another train coming. So how many cars went through there again? Probably about 3. Not very useful here at all. Barrier on the far side, still a little slow there, but again 10 seconds between lights coming on, barriers going down, so it doesn't seem, sometimes it feels ages though, and definitely in my videos sometimes it does feel ages between those two points in time, but I measured it about 10 seconds. So again, we're sat here in the same situation, attached to a pole. Well, my camera is, I'm not attached to a pole, that'd be quite unfortunate. So we're waiting for the trains again, as we usually do. So that was 1 minute and 45 seconds into closure, and we got our first train. That's a London Waterloo to Weymouth train. Now we've actually got a bit of a queue of trains. The Portsmouth train we just saw in the last closure. That's followed by a Southern train going to London Victoria. And both of those were waiting for the Weymouth train to go past, so they can cross that train's path behind it and head towards the Portsmouth direction. So that's what that Portsmouth train we saw earlier is now doing. I can see on the live train maps on opentraintimes.com, and now if we look to our left, we shall see shortly seashells on the seashore. No, a Southern service to Victoria. Behind which actually looks to be a cross-country service to Manchester Piccadilly, so we're not finished yet. There you go, 3 minutes and 15 seconds into the closure. There's a Southern service to London Victoria. Now, will the barriers go crazy again and go up and down, or will we wait for the cross-country service? It's only just down the line around the corner, so we should be waiting for it. Yes, So as I mentioned before, there are four tracks at this level crossing. There's two in the up direction, two in the down direction, and each side of the crossing, those two tracks for each direction sort of merge back together again. So going through the tunnel towards Southampton, there's only two tracks, one away and one towards Southampton. And past St Denis, you've only got one track heading towards Southampton Airport Parkway and one coming down. And that train at 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the closure is heading towards the Southampton Airport Parkway section. And that is 4 minutes and 45 seconds. That is all the trains today. Very good. Right then, so we've crossed to the other side of the crossing and I'm being eaten by brambles here, but oh well. So we now are going to be seeing the busier part of the hour. So if I just refresh my timings here. So we've got a Southampton Central to Brighton train, followed by a Salisbury to Romsey's train, no, other way around, Romsey to Salisbury. We've also got a Portsmouth and Southsea to Southampton Central, a Weymouth to London Waterloo train. That there is the service to Brighton, and that's again about 2 minutes. So every time this sitting, 2 minutes has been the average amount of time between the barriers going down and the first train arriving. So that's not too bad. So that was a Brighton train. We've also waiting this 10 minutes for the Bournemouth train from Manchester, and we've also got the Salisbury to Romsey. The Romsey to Salisbury trains actually locally affectionately known as the Romsey Rockets. I don't really know why, because they stop at all the stations, but oh well. We've got two trains now coming, side by side they should be. We've got the Romsey Rocket to Salisbury, and we've got a train from Portsmouth to Southampton. So that's the Salisbury service. That there is the service from Portsmouth, and you can see it's going much slower. That's because, as I said earlier, the two lines towards Southampton merge together before they go into the tunnel. And because the Romsey train, the Romsey Rocket train has gone first, this Portsmouth train, the train from Portsmouth, has to slow down and wait for the Salisbury train to clear a certain distance beyond those signals before the Portsmouth train can proceed. So the Portsmouth train there is basically slowing down for a red traffic light or red signal. So far, oh, blimey, that doesn't time fly. We're 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the closure. And we are now going to see the London Waterloo train pass by. So that is just coming round the bend, coming from Southampton. The time now is 6 minutes and 5 seconds into the closure. And there we go, the barriers have risen. There we are. That is the end of that little passage of trains. And that is about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you learned something about the operation of where's my microphone gone? Oh, there it is. Hopefully you've learned something about the operation of the level crossing here. We've timed some bits and pieces and we've had a look. It's crazy how many trains actually go through this crossing a day, a year, 8 hour even. 20 trains an hour in most cases. So like I said, it's the 4th busiest crossing in the UK, and certainly lives up to its name. So thank you for watching. Oh, and as a southern service approaches in the background somewhere, that's about it really. Thank you for watching. See you next time.